Well, I had not planned to do this video slash premiere on Brad's Singer 66 Redeye that I just got done restoring. But lo and behold, shortly after I posted all the pictures of the before and after, you always have that one or two people that will send you a private note saying, "Nice job on the photoshopping of that machine." So I thought, doggone it, I'm going to kill two birds with one stone. Number one, I'm going to shoot a live video and I'm going to take the camera off of the tripod and get close and personal on Brad's 66-1 Redeye and document for the record, again, that this is the real deal. If you entrust me with your machine and say, I want a full restoration like Brad from Cleveland, Tennessee, then I'm going to give you a full restoration. That means mechanical, new paint, new decals, clear coat, the works. No corners are going to be cut when I give a full restoration to a vintage machine. So I thought, rather than let those comments go without being addressed, I would shoot this video. But if I'm going to do that, if I'm going to go to the effort of shooting a video just to document the fact that the machine is as gorgeous, drop dead beautiful as all of you have reacted to the post I gave with all the pictures, the before and after, then I'm also going to do a sew-off as well, because there was one time in the past I had done another 66 Redeye that went to the great state of Texas, and it was set up like this one as a treadle machine, and I did not do the sew-off. I got lazy. I thought, you know what? How am I going to do it? And then there was another one in between that where I ended up doing it with my finger. So I am going to be powering this 66-1 with my finger, going through leather, going through snakeskin / leather, going through U.S. Army grade canvas. And I am not going to shoot that either, Photoshop that either. Oh gosh. At any rate, this is the real deal, folks. That's what this channel is all about, with Cow Country Vintage Sewing Machines and Restoration and the Facebook business page. We deal with the real deal. We don't Photoshop stuff. We don't edit stuff. We do it and get it done right the first time. So, all right, that's my little rant leading into this. And also I've got some special background music that I'm going to be playing during the course of this premiere. I'm hoping I can get it to play. A gentleman who has been a very faithful follower and recently won one of my impromptu contests, Bill O'Rourke, who lives in a really fun town called Kissimmee, Florida. I'm not making that up, folks. Google it, look it up. Look it up. It's called Kissimmee, Florida. I think it's the coolest, funnest name I've ever heard in my life. If there's not a lot of romantic relationships that foster down in Kissimmee, Florida, you know what? They're not going to happen anywhere else. But Bill had shared on his page a while back, he shares a number of things because he's an extremely gifted man, not only with music, but with his hands in building different things and restoring different things. He's kind of a kindred spirit, short and sweet. And he had shared a piece of music that he had done where he sang a beautiful tenor piece. It's close to soprano. I mean, this guy can hit notes that if on my best day with the tightest pair of pants and ratcheting down my belt as far as it would go, I could not hit notes like Bill O'Rourke. And he does it with grace and charm and beauty. Got a gorgeous voice, folks. And I wanted to take the opportunity to introduce him to you by way of this premiere, not only because he's a friend of mine, but also because he has a Singer 66-1 Redeye in his home, and it is his go-to machine for everything. He loves this treadle machine, and I thought, how could it be a more appropriate time than to share a piece of his music that he sang, and also to mention him as I present Brad's 66-1 Redeye. Okay, blah, 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 blah. There I go, talking and talking and talking, which I do so well. So I'm going to go ahead and get that music playing. Also, I wanted to mention before I jump too far into this video, couple quick pointers on the 66-1 Redeye. One is, make sure that you have the flat needle, flat side of the needle positioned correctly. It has to go to the right, folks. When I first raced into getting this set up and I got through the restoration and everything, I popped the needle in, was thinking along the lines of what I was going to be doing to a 201-2, which takes exactly the same bobbin as the 66-1. It takes a class 66 bobbin, kind of leaning across here real quick. It takes a class 66 bobbin, and I ended up putting the needle in the wrong way, and all of a sudden had all kinds of weird stuff happening when I did a test sew-off. So make sure you put the needle with the flat side to the right, and then thread this machine from left to right. Okay, just a couple of quick little tips, because otherwise you will be going, what the heck did I do wrong? Like Scott, right? Oh, I gotta share, folks, I don't always get it right. I do make my mistakes when I get distracted, just like anyone else. So while I'm getting this queued up, Bill's song, I'm also going to remind you that this machine's serial number is G as in George 6009373. And I'm going to pause for a moment, giving you the birth date, so that if you want to look it up quickly and post it in the chat, and you get it posted first, I'm going to give you a giveaway gift. I'm going to send you a giveaway gift and surprise you with that, okay? So this again is none other than Bill O'Rourke singing Hallelujah, and I believe it was the rendition done by Mozart. So here we go. Bill, great job, by the way. I've already heard this. All right, post that date for this machine quickly. I'm getting ready to give you the birth date in between the breaks where Bill is singing and not singing. All right, you should have had it posted by now. February 6th, 1918. That's my computer, folks, not Bill. Sorry about that, Bill. If you want to hear this better, play it on your computer through his Facebook page. All right, well, Bill is finishing this. I'm going to do a quick sew-off. think it's buffering. Yes, folks, I'm doing this with my finger. I really am. Well, Bill, I apologize. My computer didn't do a better job because you did a spectacular job on that piece. Any of you that are singers, any of you that are vocal talents, and I enjoy singing as well, one of these days I'll do something similar to what I did with the piano and share something with you that's vocal related. Wow, that's gorgeous. I don't know if you can see that or not through the camera. That was a stitch off on 2 layers of U.S. Army grade canvas, and that is absolutely drop dead gorgeous. The spacing, the formation, the integrity of the stitch, both on top, and also the lock stitch. I'm actually loving the look of that lock stitch even more. But I'll tell you one thing, that is just spot on. It looks really good. We'll take a closer look at that when we get done. And what I'm going to sew now is, this is a leather snakeskin combination. I came across this stuff and I just had to try it. I just had to see how this machine would do with it. It's the first time I'm sewing it, so I'm kind of rolling the dice, and I didn't do a practice sew off with it, folks. So if I goof up, then I goof up. I mean, that's just it. I mean, again here on this channel, we do the real deal. We don't goof around. So, all right, here we go. 2 layers of snakeskin leather. It's got a snakeskin cover and then leather underneath is why I'm calling it that. All right, here we go. All right, I hear you. Crank faster, crank faster. Oh. I'm almost there, folks. I'm going to stop there. My finger's getting tired. All right. I'm going to pull that taut. Yeah, I've sewn on snakeskin before, way back when. And I've sewn on, obviously, a lot of leather. But I've never done snakeskin leather combination before. That's interesting. That's really interesting. So I'm going to set that to the side as well, and we'll look at that after also. Now the final sew off I wanted to do, and I'm almost reluctant to do it, is this vegetable tan leather stuff. I'm reluctant to do it because it's got a grainy back on it. Can you see that? And inevitably, when you sew a material like this with that type of grain, it's going to leave little remnants across the bed, and I'm like, I don't even want to get this thing dirty. I'm going to be shipping it tomorrow, and I want to get this out to Brad in Cleveland, Tennessee, without it getting junked up, and now I'm going to junk it up. But I'm doing it for the cause, right? I'm doing it for the cause. All right, so here we go. A single layer, probably about 4 ounces of vegetable tan leather. Here we go. All right, I wish I could take a wider shot, man, because I am cranking off on this puppy now, man. I am going for it. I'm going for the gold. If I'm going to get Brad's machine dirty with some granules from the nap of this leather, then doggone it, it's going to be worth it. All right. Let me pull this off. Not too bad, not too bad. I'm just really paranoid about this machine getting dirty before I get it sent off so that Brad can get it dirty. I think he's going to put it back in the table again and make that happen. So I'm liking the look of this. I might make just a modest adjustment. I don't think he's going to be doing a lot of leather sewing, but I'm going to make a modest adjustment, reducing that bobbin pull, that bobbin carrier pull just a little bit, so that upper stitch is a little bit better defined. It's a good looking stitch, but I'm going to make a slight adjustment on it, I think, before I ship it out, just in the event that he is going to be doing leather sewing. It's not going to require much of an adjustment, just a real subtle one. All right, so what I'm doing right now, I'm going to come a little bit out on this shot as I'm clipping these threads off, so that These sourpusses that wanted to ask me if I had photoshopped Brad's machine to make it look that good can keep an eye on me while I'm clipping these threads, because you know what? Anything's possible, folks, these days with technology. Oh, I have to laugh sometimes. People are funny. All right, so I'm clipping this leather snakeskin stuff. Oh, I gotta get my garbage can. There it is. Okay, so we've got this leather stuff. Very interesting stuff. I'm probably will do this again. This is fun. Okay, and then I've got my U.S. Army grade canvas. I just love U.S. Army grade canvas. I really do, because it just really gives a stitch presentation that is hard to beat. It's just absolutely gorgeous. Okay, so how can I do this? How can I do this? I'm going to probably go like that. I think it'll stay in place. I hope it'll stay in place. All right. I better put my clips in front of there. These suckers are going to slide down. There we go. And then once I get done showing you these stitches real quick, I'm going to then take the camera off the tripod and get real close to Brad's machine. Kind of walk around a little bit. Right now I have it up on these little pedestals. Remember I showed you that in the other video? If you have a machine that, excuse me, isn't in a base, isn't mounted in a table, but you still want to be able to use it on a table surface, you can pick up these little, basically furniture sliders. They've got a plastic base with kind of a felt material where you can put the leg of the piece of furniture on top and move it around on a wood floor without scratching your floor all up. Well, I've adapted these now to serve as wonderful support pedestals, and they're real stable too, as you saw when I was cranking off on this material. They work beautifully. And then, you know, you can certainly put the machine back on a table or a base if you choose to do that. I mean, it's up to you. All right, so first of all, this interesting leather snakeskin stuff. I'm going to go up real slow. Try going a little bit closer. Scales kind of mess with your eyes a little bit, don't they? Beautiful stuff. Now over to our U.S. Army grade canvas. Whoops. Got distracted a little bit. I always have to point it out, but those little tufts, some byproduct in between the layers of the canvas, always, they kind of just pop out there. All right, so finally, vegetable tan leather. Again, just a gorgeous stitch. Oh my gosh. We've got just the right angle to look at it too. So, all right. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, and yeah, you can see it. Yes, you can see it. I mean, I can get real close on it here and, hey, look at Brad's machine and it's not photoshopped, and, you know, answer these baseless claims of some of these skeptics of what we do on this channel. But I'm going to go ahead and take this off the tripod and see if I can't even get closer to it. So it's going to be a little bit jarbled for a second. You're going to hear my lens cap popping around. It's going to be a mess, okay? This is not the epitome of being polished, I'm sure. So, all right, so I'm going to at least try to keep it semi on the machine. All right, we're getting closer now. Now, even from this point, is that thing going to focus? There we go. Even from this point, here, let me do that. There we go. At last. This camera is croaking, folks. I'm sorry. There's that faceplate that you saw in the still shots. Kind of look across the machine. I'm going to move those sew-offs too, if you all don't mind, because that's kind of impeding what I'm trying to show you as well. So, to get down low. This camera is going, okay, what do I focus on? Because it's all glossy. Let me go like that, and then I can get closer going in. It's probably gonna, it'll make it go out of focus less, I hope. Yeah, so those of you that were making those nasty comments, if you haven't tuned out by now, you probably never will. This is the real deal, folks. We don't goof around on this channel with making stuff up, doctoring stuff. There you can even see Brad's serial number. Kind of pause for a second so it can zoom in. And over the top of the machine. Probably going to have to take it because it's kind of shadowed on the back here. I'm going to take it off of these pedestals that I've come up with. And we'll just have to imagine it being raised up on those pedestals. So here's the back of the machine. You saw this in the still shots as well. There you can really see the beautiful finish on this machine. Again, new paint, new decals, multiple layers of clear coat to protect Brad's machine. Same thing would be done for yours if you end up going with a full restoration. I mean, it's pointless to do all of that work with putting new paint and decals on if you're not going to protect it. That clear coat is so critical when it comes to making sure that all that work is not for naught. It's kind of a double naught negative there, almost. Got to kind of step around my chair and hopefully not kick over the tripod like I did in that other video premiere. Depending on how you're lifting one of these machines, they can feel pretty heavy. All right. Well, you've been extremely patient as I have documented with live video as well. I'm just kind of sitting back down here, folks, to answer those skeptics that sent me those notes saying that those pictures had to have been photoshopped. They were just too good. Well, now you've seen it with your own eyes. Brad's 66-1 Redeye, and it is absolutely gorgeous, amazing. Are you serious? How can you look that good? I mean, that's basically it. Plus, you've had a chance to see it sew off as well. So let me go ahead and try to get this back on the tripod, I hope, without tripping over anything. And then we'll wrap up this video finally. Well, that actually worked out better than I thought. I was sure I was going to trip over something. Okay, I think that's going to be about the right height. Probably about the right height, I would suspect. All right, so this has been Brad's 66-1 Redeye. Again, born February, what was the date? February 6th, I had to cheat, 1918. This has been a 6-month project, and that's not uncommon. That's not uncommon at all when you're talking about a full restoration. I don't want to rush any part of it. I want to do it the right way, or I better just hang up the shingle and go fishing, because it's not a quick process. So if you've got a machine and you're saying, I want to send it to Scott and I'll probably get it back in a couple of weeks, I'm sorry to disappoint you, but it ain't going to happen that quick. I would have to move a number of other machines that are already in the queue waiting and end up making them wait longer when they've already been in the queue. So it's a long process. Brad has been extremely patient, and it's been a pleasure to get this machine ready for him. And I know he is going to absolutely love it down in Cleveland, Tennessee. So if you've got a machine, I know a number of you have really taken notice of what I've done for Brad's machine. If you have a machine and you want it fully restored, again, it's not a quick turnaround. It takes a while to get it ready. But I will do the same thing as I did for Brad, and that is show the different stages of getting it ready, and then do a number of different videos that will showcase your machine. So, I mean, it's a neat opportunity also to share with the world what you've done to invest in your vintage machine. And it really is an investment. You can take a machine like this that you saw in the before shots that's worth maybe $100, and after I get done with it and go through this restorative process, I can't even tell you what this machine is worth now. It's worth a lot in its state right now. And I know that Brad isn't getting it to resell it, but I'm just saying to you, for the record, this is going to be packed better than, well, I always pack well, but I'm going to really add a little bit of extra love to this one and put some major insurance on it heading down to Cleveland, Tennessee, because this machine, it's got value. It's got a lot of value now. A lot of value. So, at any rate, I appreciate you kind of following this pilgrimage over time, getting ready to present this final video, which I didn't even plan on doing, to document and video just how gorgeous this machine is, and also at the same time to do some stitch offs at the same time, and to also introduce Bill O'Rourke and share a beautiful piece of music that he sang that sounds a lot better when the computer isn't trying to buffer up continuously, because this computer that I'm using is probably almost as old as Brad's machine. I'm exaggerating, but it's pretty close. So I really didn't do Bill's music justice. So again, if you want to check out his profile, he posts often on this channel and posts also on the Facebook business page. So you're going to be able to see his profile, his name, listen to that piece of music on your iPad or on your more contemporary computer, and really gain an appreciation for what an incredible gift this man has. And then you can check out some of the other stuff that he's done as well, which is an equal representation of the incredible gifts that Bill has. So I'm probably embarrassing him right now, but it just seemed like the perfect timing to do this. So, Bill, appreciate you so much, my friend. Appreciate all of you and your loyalty and your commitment in following this channel, following what I do on Facebook, my business page, and just being a part of my life and a part of what we do together to educate people and impart that passion that we have for these incredible pieces of art, these historical masterpieces, and our efforts to try to preserve them and get others to come to appreciate them as much as we do. So stay tuned for other great videos about incredible machines like Brad's 66-1. God bless you guys, and thanks so much for being faithful followers.